at a gala dinner in New York.
A chimpanzee? A human? A failed experiment? An ape with disturbingly human characteristics.
In the 1980s, Oliver disappeared from public view when he was sold to a medical research laboratory.
In 1970, a married couple of animal trainers purchased a chimpanzee. Or so it seemed. They didn't know the media frenzy they were about to unleash. A story filled with mystery surrounding a chimpanzee with a human-like appearance. But was it? The story begins in the early 1970s with Frank and Janet Berger, an American couple dedicated to training animals for shows. The Bergers worked in New Jersey and were known for training animals such as chimpanzees and other primates to perform in circuses, fairs, and even movies. During one of their trips to Africa to acquire new animals, they found something extraordinary in the Republic of Congo, an unusual chimpanzee that immediately caught their attention. Noticing that there was something strange about the animal, they decided to buy it and bring it to the United States. There, they raised him among other chimpanzees and animals. They named him Oliver. Soon, the Bergers noticed something odd, something unnatural. As the animal grew, he developed increasingly human-like features, something that astonished his owners. His head had a different shape, his jaw was less pronounced, and his ears were positioned unusually. Moreover, his flat face, small nose, and habit of walking upright on two legs most of the time gave him an eerily human appearance. But the most shocking thing was his behavior. Oliver rejected other chimpanzees. Despite being raised among them, he showed no interest in his own species and preferred human company, to the extent of attempting to mate with his female owner. According to the couple,
being with Oliver felt more like being with a human.
There was something unsettling inside him that didn't quite fit. Due to his strange characteristics, his owners exploited him as a secondary attraction, capitalizing on his differences. He was paraded from show to show, even making an appearance on The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. As Oliver gained fame, rumors began to spread. Was Oliver a natural mutation, or was he the result of something far more sinister? The case quickly gained traction, along with a chilling theory. Some believed Oliver wasn't just a chimpanzee, but a hybrid. A mix between a human and a chimp. But could something like that even be possible? Throughout history, scientists around the world have been intrigued by the possibility of hybridizing two different species. In nature, hybridization has been observed among subspecies or very similar species. But what if hybridization were taken to the laboratory? Scientists have successfully created hybrids in labs, such as crosses between horses and zebras or lions and tigers. Although hybridization between species has sparked ethical controversy, several cases have already occurred, all in the name of science and research driven by human curiosity. However, the issue becomes far darker when we talk about human hybrids. And this leads us to an even more disturbing connection. In the 1920s, a Soviet scientist named Ilya Ivanov attempted to create a human-ape hybrid. His goal, to cross the two species to create a new race of stronger, more obedient beings. Ilya specialized in biology and veterinary science, developing artificial insemination techniques in animals. Eventually, he ventured into interspecies hybridization, with his ultimate goal being a human-ape hybrid. Genetically, humans and chimpanzees share 98.7% of their DNA. Thus, Ilya speculated that a hybrid could be viable, just like a lion and a tiger can reproduce to create a liger. His first attempts took place in Africa, where he tried to impregnate female chimpanzees with human samples. Later, he conducted experiments in the Soviet Union, but this time he attempted to impregnate human women with male ape sperm. His experiments supposedly failed, or at least that's what they want us to believe. Could Oliver be proof that these experiments didn't stop in the 1920s? Some began to suspect that someone, somewhere, had succeeded, and that Oliver was the living proof. The only way to uncover the truth was to conduct a DNA test on Oliver. As the mystery surrounding Oliver grew, so did his exploitation. After spending years being passed from one live show to another, treated as a sideshow curiosity, Frank and Janet Berger eventually got rid of him. Oliver was sold multiple times, passing through different owners who subjected him to abuse and neglect, until he ended up in a biomedical research lab called Buckshire Corporation. There, Oliver spent years in solitary confinement, locked in a small cage in the lab, deprived of stimulation and contact with other living beings. Fortunately, in 1998, he was finally rescued by the organization Primarily Primates. But by then, his health was fragile. He suffered from blindness and arthritis due to years of confinement in cages. After his rescue and a life filled with rumors, his new caretakers decided to put an end to the myth. They made a critical decision. They would conduct a DNA test. If Oliver was a human Z, his chromosome count would reveal it. Humans have 46 chromosomes, while chimpanzees have 48. A supposed hybrid would be expected to have 47 chromosomes. The myth was about to be debunked. Decades of mystery surrounding the case would be resolved in a single report. After a long wait, the scientists finally delivered the results to his caretakers. The outcome? Oliver had 48 chromosomes. From a scientific standpoint, this ruled out the possibility of him being a hybrid. Oliver was a chimpanzee. However, the story didn't end there. His DNA contained something unusual. The data revealed that Oliver belonged to a rare subspecies of chimpanzee, one that had not been studied before. This could explain some of his unique physical and behavioral traits. So the hybrid theory was debunked, but Oliver's mystery remained unsolved. Tragically, he passed away in 2012 after spending his last years in a sanctuary in a more natural environment. Who was Oliver, really? Some believe he was a missing link. Others think he was simply a rare mutation. One of the strongest theories suggests he may have been a previously unknown subspecies of hominid, or perhaps a natural genetic anomaly. Even though Oliver wasn't a hybrid, the idea of a human Z remains a terrifying possibility. Modern technology, including genetic editing with CRISPR, has opened new doors to DNA manipulation. Some scientists believe that if an attempt were made today, it could actually be possible to create a true human Z. But this raises disturbing questions. Would it be considered human? Would it have rights? And most unsettling of all, has someone already tried? Some believe that these experiments have already happened, but that their results have never been disclosed. Oliver's story is a reminder that human curiosity can bring out the worst in us as a species, leading us to discriminate against what is different, and in the worst cases to disturbing things, all in our quest to play God.